Good afternoon, everybody. This is Posh Talk. See, I screwed it up again. Poshmark Talk. See, that's how somebody was teasing me because I said Posh Tart or something like that on the six-pack, and
I
now
was going to
that's
ask
going to be
if
a
you
problem.
had what you had for breakfast, Duane. Was it Posh Tarts?
Yeah, right. So anyway, this is Poshmark Talk, and I'm obviously here with my esteemed guests here. I think this is the first time that we're all ambassadors now.
It is, yay, yes.
I think we're all ambassadors now.
You got ambassador as well, Duane?
A while ago, yeah. A couple
Awesome.
weeks ago.
I must have missed that. Congratulations. Awesome.
I don't know if I really told a whole lot of people, but I just told you, so we're all good now.
Awesome.
So we decided to talk about our inventory system and kind of the organization of how we handle our inventory, because a lot of people, that's kind of overwhelming, and you want to make sure you get a good system in place so that if you do, grow or get big, much more inventory, you can grow into your inventory system instead of having to revamp it every year or 3 months or whatever, depending on how much you sell. So, well, first we should probably introduce everybody. Tonya, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Hey everybody, my name's Tonya, also known as Thrifty Treasures here on YouTube. Oh, and my closet name is @Tana_Sheets on Poshmark.
Awesome. And also all the closets are in the description as well. So if you don't catch it the first time around, you can always catch it in the description. How about you, Andy?
How you doing, everybody? I am Andy, the Parrot Head Picker, and my Poshmark closet is at Marshman71. A bunch of my friends used to always call me Marshman. Marsh is my last name, so and 71 is the year I was born. So it's just one of those things that's kind of stuck with me. So I need to get that changed, though. I need to get a hold of Poshmark and have them actually change my name, because when I signed up, I didn't know that when you did the thing, that's like the only thing on Poshmark you cannot change on your own is your handle or username. So
right, I probably would have chose something different too.
yeah. I mean, I wasn't thinking about it. It's just a name. I use that for everything, because a lot of people call me that or what have you. So just what I typically use, and I was like, oh crap, and I can't read. I gotta change this to something else.
And last but not least, of course, is Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren. Hot Chic Thrift on Instagram and YouTube, and Hot Chic Luxury is my Poshmark closet.
Oh, very nice. And I would say most all of us here, it's her fault that we're doing this.
It is.
She really talked us into it, and I'm happy that she did. But yeah, it's all her fault. So
yeah. Reseller Rally 2 years ago, I was poshing it up, and y'all were like, "What's Poshmark?" I'm like, "The best thing ever."
Right? Absolutely. So who wants to go first? To start out, why don't we start with, let me say, how about Tonya? Do you want to go first, Tonya? How does your inventory system work? When you get a piece of clothing or a piece of jewelry for Poshmark, take us through your system on how you get it to its final destination.
Well, I mean, first, I take pictures and then measurements and then list it. And then afterwards, if it's clothing, I'll usually put it in these type of bags like this. Mm-hmm. And then, I'll push out all the air and I'll put it in a bin. And I have not really implemented, and I know I should, some kind of like number system yet. I mean, I'm kind of like a little bit unorganized when it comes to that, but I'm really needing to get organized. I've got some bins in my closet that I've started using. And I also have some at my storage unit too. But in a perfect world, I was thinking it might be easier just to keep like all of my clothing here at the house and maybe just like shoes at the storage unit because they're bigger and bulkier. Mm-hmm. I'm still working out that system, but it's probably going to be like, a letter/number system, like bin A, bin B, bin C, and then, a number to coordinate with. And then what I would do, and I've kind of done it a little bit, is like put like a seller note in the description, like, like B1, and then that's where I can like go and find it. But like I said, it's not really organized a whole lot. And then with my jewelry, what I'll do is I have these bins like this, and they're marked like earrings, and then I have bins that are marked brooches and bracelets and necklaces and watches, rings, all the different kinds of jewelry. And I'll put them in little baggies like these. And then also I'll put like the date that I listed it and like what platforms I listed it on. And sometimes if I remember, I'll write like what I paid for it. That way, I'll have reference how much I'm going to make on it or whatnot. So
now, do you don't use a spreadsheet or anything like that? You just use those little tags to keep track of what where it's listed and such.
For Poshmark, yes, and sometimes I know this isn't about eBay, but sometimes with eBay, I'll use that. What's that field called? I want to draw a blank right now.
The custom labels.
Yeah,
field.
The custom label field. I'll use that a lot of times, and I'll write down, what I paid for it, where I bought it, just for my own personal reference. But
sure, and actually, I wish Poshmark would implement something like that, where you could do a little custom field that maybe the buyers can't see, but you can search it. It would make it a little easier because you can't. I kind of do the same thing. I have a number system, and I think Andy does too. And you can't really put it in your title because you don't have a whole lot of space on your title. Right. So you can put it in your description, but then for me, it's a little bit harder to get to sometimes if I have to. Bins I do eBay and Poshmark and Mercari and all whatever. For cross posting, it's hard for me to go back and figure out, okay, it's this one so that I can take it off if it sells somewhere else.
Well, you do a lot like I do, don't you, Duane, where you just put it like in the where your description is, you just kind of just go right over from the very first line in your description and kind of put your location.
In fact, here, let me show you real quick.
Yeah.
Yep, I do. So this is what he's talking about right here.
Yeah.
I put it right here. It's usually, most of mine says brand, so it's right there. That 918 is my number, my inventory number that I use to put it into my bins, and then I have a spreadsheet that tells me, okay, 918 is in bin, A26 or something like that.
Yeah. Mine, I actually just have the actual bin. So like mine will say, like, B1 or whatever, actually like my t-shirts, like how I kind of inventory mine is a little different. Like t-shirts are all TS's and then they're like TS1, TS2. So I know it's in t-shirt bin 1, TS, bin 2, what have you. And sometimes it's actually helped me out a lot because occasionally I'll, like put something in wrong or whatever, or I go to, like, I can't find an item. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. I know it's a t-shirt, so it's only in these 4. I know that it should be in at least one of these 4 tubs instead of one of these 40 tubs, so it does make it easier a little, sometimes to actually find stuff. And it has kind of helped me out a couple times where, maybe I, like when I was taking in, putting in, in eBay or whatever, maybe I know like a lot of my Harley stuff is all in tubs like HD. So occasionally I'll do it as a TS, but it's a Harley item. It's a t-shirt. And I'm like, oh crap. And I go to my, my Harley things or whatever, but I'm looking for a t-shirt, like sometimes I've got them kind of mixed up, but I know that, okay, it'll only be in one of these 2 tubs if I can't actually find stuff. Cause occasionally we get things kind of misplaced, you know what I mean? But it makes it real quick for me to find something instead of having to search through all my tubs. I probably lost everybody on that, didn't I?
No, I think that's great organization for sure.
Oh man. I suppose what I do is, honestly, before I even touch anything, it goes into an Excel spreadsheet. And then within my Excel spreadsheet, like I enter where I bought it, what it is, the date, and how much I paid for it. And then after, I have like a little inventory number system, and I have a bunch of bins. And wherever Duane is, I don't know if he showed. Did he show his picture? I looked away for a second because I was chatting. But in my garage, I have all these shelves with the bins, and then they have a letter and a number on them. And I keep track of how many things are in the full ones. So I will actually put stuff in the bins that are already out there. So like if I have 20 spaces left in a bin, I'll use that bin number to put the 20 things in I just listed, and then enter that in my Excel sheet, and then that's how I know where it is.
Like, how many items do you have in your inventory, Lauren?
Oh, between eBay and Posh, maybe like 1,200.
Okay, shut the front door. That is a ton of inventory. Like, oh my gosh, and it's all stored at your house?
Yes, and then all the crap on the floor that I just showed you before we started.
Oh my goodness.
Go through.
So, like, has your husband built you like some elaborate bin system in the garage? I mean, or do you just stack totes?
I use well, hang on a second. I can kind of show you here. Sorry, I have some lids. I keep some stuff inside, like silk and fur and wool I keep inside. But everything else goes in my garage. And it's like humidity controlled in there. And I actually use humidity proof bins.
Oh, wow, that's smart.
You can see that this is a lid from one of them, but they snap really tightly closed, and then no moisture can get in to whatever's in there.
Now you're in Minnesota, right?
Yes.
Does it get really hot there?
In the summer,
it does?
Yeah.
Like in the hundreds?
Yeah. And it's really pretty sticky out, so we just keep the garage door shut. It's kind of an extension of our house now because I've taken it over with storage, but
right,
it works really well.
That's crazy. Like, I really want to build up my inventory. I hear it. Do you guys hear it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, is it me?
I think it's Tonya.
Let me mute me. Wait, did it go away? I think it went away. I really want to build up my inventory, but I'm like terrified of how I'm going to organize everything. You know, I mean, it's so easy to build up a big inventory of clothing, right? Fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so cheap and it's so plentiful. So
yeah. I don't let myself list anything until I found a place for it. So that helps a lot. It stays like in the bag. It doesn't even come out of the bag until it's been entered in my Excel spreadsheet.
We're so organized.
I have to be. It's just bad. I'm OCD, but it's a good thing because things don't get lost.
Okay,
I haven't lost anything for a long time.
That's good. I lose stuff all the time, and I'm not organized. So there you go. Stephen Steph asks, do any of you keep your items hung up for clothing?
I keep expensive things hung up. Like wool jackets, fur coats, some silk dresses, some satin dresses, certain expensive things that I would not want to fold, I keep hung up, and I actually keep them in my personal closet. I just have a section of my walk-in closet that's all stuff that's for sale on eBay.
Yeah, I would probably keep high-end stuff in my own closet too. What about you, Andy?
Shoes.
I have all my heavy, bulky like coats and stuff like that. Those are all hung on storage on racks, and all my like sport coats and blazers are all on racks. Everything else is all in tub.
Awesome. I'm trying to copy some questions here. So Steve and Steph asked me, Tonya, do you feel clothes or jewelry sells best for you on Posh? And honestly, I think I've sold more jewelry on Poshmark than I have clothing, for sure. I mean, I'd have to go and check, but if I just had to guess off the top of my head, I'd probably say more jewelry. And I feel like jewelry, because maybe people add it on, you know, or they want to get some accessories after they've bought an outfit. I'm not sure, but I'm liking it, you know. It's super fast and easy to list. So
what's your average sale price for a piece of jewelry on Posh?
Oh gosh, average. I don't know, probably
just
about
ballpark.
I don't know, maybe 15, 20.
15? Okay.
Yeah, because I do have some, I wouldn't say lower end, but I do price some more inexpensive things like, you know, around 10 or 15, like some bangles and some bracelets and stuff like that. I mean, if I'm still making $5 on it, $5 is $5. So
sure.
Especially if I only paid 50 cents or a quarter for it.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Plus I get another sale. So that's always a good thing. Thelma Thrift says, when was the last time you lost a sold item? I don't think Lauren ever has. Have you, Lauren?
maybe like a year ago. And usually it's something that I sold on eBay and forgot to take off Posh. That's really the only time I've had it happen. And I realized that it's like, oh, did I sell this? I don't remember if I sold it. And it's usually within the same month because I haven't updated my accounting spreadsheet and moved it over. So then I don't remember that I sold it. Yeah.
Right.
But I haven't done that lately.
Yeah, I've never lost an item. I've misplaced it, but you know, it was kind of goes back to where I was talking is like, it is usually a simple keying error because all my clothing, and I know this is about eBay, but all my clothing, as soon as I list whatever piece it is on eBay, it immediately goes over to Posh. So when I'm keying in my custom label field, and then I have one other field that I actually add a location line to my item descriptions, like kind of where you fill out like the size, the brand, all that stuff. I actually do add a specific or whatever, and I actually type in location, and then I actually will also put my location there. So I actually have the location in 2 spots. So I have it in the custom label field, and I also have it in as like a I guess, I don't know what you want to call it, but down in that other area, not the main where you do your description, but like where the boy, I'm just totally drawing a blank today. Where you do your item, where you do your items specific. So I actually will add a box there that just says location, so I have it in 2 spots.
Oh, that's
because
smart.
if I'm using my phone, and I'm trying to find an item, I can't find it. Doesn't the custom label field does not show up on my phone when I'm like going to go look for an item. So when I hit on my phone, I forget what it is. I'd have to pull it up here real quick. I don't have it sold. But there's like that little arrow that's kind of on the side where it says item description. If you hit that, then it gives you the item description on your phone, and it'll tell me the location right there. So then I can go right over and go to my bin, and I can go pick it up if I'm using my phone real quick to go pick a couple orders instead of having to go to my PC and pull on my orders from that.
Oh, that's smart. Definitely.
So that's just kind of how I do that. But yeah, and like I said, the way that I have my stuff all set up, I do things, you know, everybody pretty much does the A1, the B1, the C1 type of system.
Right.
Mine is completely different. It's a little more, I don't want to say confusing, but it fits me, and I think it's designed a little bit to help my wife, for her if she needs to pick an order for me, because like, just to give you an example, any button front long sleeve shirt is all in bins labeled BFL -1 -2 -3 for button front long. That's how I do mine. Button front short sleeve shirts are all in BFS. Hats are all in HT. So any hats are all in tubs with HTs on them. So that's where all my, you know, and then I do have like the A1, B1 tubs for like bulky stuff. Like, I mean, you know, I have like some jackets or hoodies or kind of like the oddball things that really don't fit those categories, but like T-shirts or TS bins, my polo shirts are in PS bins, you know, and then like all my, since I sell a lot of Harley stuff and what have you, I have HD bins for Harley Davidson. So, you know, I have a lot of the things in those bins.
I think that's really smart.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of how I have it kind of broke up instead of just, you know, and like I said, when I'm going to search for an item, if I happen to accidentally misplace something because I keyed it wrong on one platform or the other, I know that I only have a small number of bins that I got to go dig through instead of my whole inventory to going, okay, which bin was I last putting those things in? Or maybe it's an item that I've had for 6 months. I have no idea where this is, but I have a real small area now that I can go and search that out. And it, you know, if I happen to misplace something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great another way.
Now I kind of want to redo mine.
Damn it, Andy.
Maybe over Christmas break if I'm home. I'll do it. A blowout sale.
So I kind of do the same thing as Lauren. Is once it comes in, I mean, I grab a hanger. I put a number on a hanger like that. And that's where I put my, you know, right out of the bag, put it on there. And then I go to my, my spreadsheet. Here, let me show. Some people have seen my spreadsheet before. It's kind of convoluted, but I'll show you guys anyway. So it's probably confusing to most people. So for example, 918, which I just showed you that hanger, is this one right here. So as soon as it comes out of the bag, I do a quick inventory. I just do a little bit, what the brand is, what it is, a little bit about it, so that I can do the listing. I could probably do the listing. I'm not probably. I can definitely do the listing without even seeing the unit, the item. And then right here, I put an X on where I've listed it, and then I find a spot for it, put it in the box. Like A26 is where this one was. Then when I sell it, I have a sales page that when I've got it set up so whenever I type in, what it automatically fills in most of the stuff, so I know exactly where to go get it. So we did 918, right?
That is almost exactly like mine.
Yeah, it makes it so easy. And then I also have it set up so that if I type in Posh here, then it will take out the 20% right here in the, so.
Fancy pants.
It makes it so much easier for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then really all I have to do is enter the date and, what my shipping cost is. And then this is just something for fun. It's the destination, where it went.
Cool.
Sometimes I like, I sold a lot of things to Canada this year or whatever. So
honestly, Duane, that could actually be very advantageous for, if they start doing where we have to start paying sales tax for each individual state.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You already have this already set up where you can type in, Alabama and it'll pull up all the Alabamas already. Right. And exactly. That's genius. I mean, I don't know what all they're going to do with this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Genius.
Yeah, can you
I just got because I was interested.
Yeah, but I mean, just looking at the big picture, the grand scheme of things, and the way that you have this set up, you're already ready. If they don't put some sort of structure in place where they have, some sort of system to where we can send all the stuff and then it gets distributed. I mean, if you had to actually break it down and send 50 separate state tax things out, you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I could. But so anyway, that's my spreadsheet. And then like Lauren said, once I get it and I put it on the hanger, then we go through the process of, my wife does a kind of a QC. She steams things and verifies that I bought good stuff, which I'm getting better. She always seems to find the little things that I didn't see.
That's awesome that you have a second pair of eyes to help you out like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then I take it to pictures, and then it goes in a bag like this. Right there's the number 918.
Mm-hmm.
There's my little thank you for buying my shit. And then
wow, he's so blunt.
And then it goes in a box like that.
Yep.
And that one's A29. Whoops. There's A29. And then that goes into my my bin room. So whenever it sells, I just go look at, okay, it's in A26, and that's where, I go in there and I look through the numbers real quick, and there's only like 15 numbers to look through typically. And that's it.
Yeah.
Pull and ship.
Nice.
So it's taken a long time. I mean, I did eBay for quite a while before I did Posh, obviously. And I tried to make it so that I could use it on any platform. Really, I can do it. All I have to do is add a column if there another platform comes up. But basically, it's all the same inventory number. I use all the same inventory system for whatever platform it is. And based on whatever platform, I just put the X on. Yes, I listed it here, and I listed it on eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark. So when I sell it, then I know, I got to go to those other two platforms and pull it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd be curious to know if any of y'all use like thank you cards, like not writing them out personally anymore, but like I know Thrifty Flamingo, they had mentioned they use like business cards that are just specifically for saying thank you for their Poshmark customers. Do any of y'all do that?
I do that, and I will use handwritten cards if it's over $50 for a sale.
Yeah, I like that. So did you order your cards from Vistaprint then?
Yes.
Okay.
I might do that again. I haven't decided yet because I designed them myself. So, and I don't have one by me or I would hold it up, but
it's just business card size?
Yeah.
And like you just like include it in. I'm thinking about doing that.
And I do that with my website too. So, but I don't do it with eBay. I should, but I don't.
Right.
So. Other than that sticker, that's the only thing that I have is that sticker that says, you know, thank you for purchasing from Mothership Products. Please leave positive feedback and a 5-star rating. If you're happy with your purchase, we strive for excellence. So, and I use it to close my plastic bag too. It's just my sticker.
Oh, yeah.
So
right.
I do it double duty. It closes it, and then from the also it says thank you. So
yeah, I'm finding that handwriting time cards can become time consuming.
Yes.
So I like the idea of 50 and over. You know, I would even be willing to do it maybe for 30 and over. But yeah, I'm going to be ordering some cards for sure.
Yeah, and these are all I use. I just use these little. They're going to be really probably hard to see, but they're just says thank you for your business. Or little silver or the little gold stickers.
I like those even better.
I don't know if you can see these or not, but anyway, they're really they're probably not going to show up, but they just say thank you for your business. I buy a roll of 500 of them, and yeah, just kind of how Duane was showing on his package. All my stuff goes inside of plastic, and I mean even when I sell shoes, I bag all my shoes individually, and then I shove them in a box. So one of those still gets one of these little tags on. I mean, I put them on everything. I bag, and even if I sell a video game, it goes in a piece of cellophane and in a thing. And I know this is Poshmark, but I mean it's just everything gets one of them little stickers put on it, and then out the door it goes. So
yeah, I really like
they're. Yeah, I'm not writing notes to nobody.
Yeah, with my ugly handwriting, nobody wants to see that.
You know that's the other thing. Yeah, I got guy handwriting. I print everything, and my printing is awful. Yeah, no one would read it anyway. They're like, "What is this? Did his 3-year-old kid send me this card?" I don't know what this is. So yeah, so I'm pretty simplistic. It's like it looks really nice, and it's just simple. I know a lot of people do the feedback type stickers and stuff like that, and I don't like those at all because I think if oh bye see ya. Sorry, wife said no. But I know a lot of people use the hey, give me like the feedback thing or the whatever, but I think if there's a little bit of an issue with an item or whatever, you put that little negative feedback kind of into their head. And so I don't like throwing that out there. You know what I'm saying? I just, hey, thanks for buying my stuff. Kind of like Duane said, hey, thanks for buying my crap. You know what I mean? It's just simple to the point, move on.
I agree.
Yeah. Absolutely. Keep it simple.
When you tell them what to do, let them come to their own conclusion.
Exactly.
So obviously, I'm a guy. And so shipping Poshmark, it's just a bag. I mean, I'm not a bag, but a box. I don't do anything fun like you guys do, like the tissue and tying ribbon or whatever. What is that?
Get colored bags. This is a return I just got from eBay, actually. But I have colored poly bags that I'll use sometimes. If I'm going to throw it in a tie-back envelope, I'll put it in a colored poly bag first to kind of make it look cuter. But I have a bunch of different ones. I have like pink. I have ones with like little flowers on them. I have a bunch of different ones, so I always switch it up.
I'm glad you mentioned that about putting the thing in a poly bag before you put it in a tie-back envelope. Mm-hmm. I mean, I used excuse me, I just sent out 3 pairs of jeans the other day and 3 separate envelopes. And yeah, I mean, everything gets clear plastic bagged. I mean, doesn't matter what it is. It always goes in a clear plastic bag. But then I still use my regular, actually they're right next to me here. I have my shipping stations right next to me. But, I use these here, I think everybody has these. So essentially, like for Posh, it's the only step that I do different than I do eBay. I mean, all my stuff is in a clear bag, goes in one of these, and then out the door. But on Posh, I do it exactly the same way, and then I throw it in man, everything's right here. The little tie-back envelopes. I mean, that's really the only difference. And I don't even really need to use these, if you're using these, but since it's going priority, you know, I like these. They're free anyway, and it says priority all over it. So I just, you know, it's, yeah.
Same here. And I actually just got a love note a couple days ago from something I sent out saying that thank you for the double wrapping, putting it in a poly bag and then the tie bag. So
That's nice.
people like it.
Yeah.
Like,
The one
Yeah,
thing
I do the same thing you do. Everything goes in a clear plastic,
Yeah.
and then it goes in a poly bag. I don't do a poly bag and then a Tyvek as well. I just do one.
Yeah.
Basically because I'm worried sometimes that if something gets torn or something like that, the item can still get wet. So that's usually why I do it.
look at these fun ones I have. They're peacocks. Aren't they cute?
That's awesome.
But I'm still into the boxes, so we can use those Tyvek ones too.
Yeah, that's actually what I love those for jeans. Like, you know, normally on eBay, you know, we jam everything into them, the bubble, you know, we roll them up super tight, and then, you know, you jam them in the padded poly mailers. And it's really nice with these, you know, with the Tyvek ones, because, you know, I can leave, I just fold my jeans like you normally would when you go and stick them in a drawer.
Yeah.
And I use these here are the 10 by 13, but I actually use like the 12 by 15, and they slide right in those real nice. And these are 12 by 15, so they just slide in here, and I'll just take and just kind of fold it over, and you know they end up looking about like that, and then I'll just, you know, label it and then out the door. So I love using these for jeans, but you know, on eBay obviously I can't do that because that would cost me about another $3 to ship my you know, my jeans, and then I don't have the jeans all wadded in a tight little ball. You know, and especially when you start getting some big pairs of jeans, you know, you start getting, you know, 40, you know, 46 waist and 36, 38 inch long, you know, I mean, you know, big jeans, they're murder to get in those other things. But for these, it's great. Yeah, I love selling the jeans on Poshmark. It's so easy.
I'm gonna have to do the Tyvek thing, because I have some small boxes that I get. They're like that, you know, basically a pair of jeans fits in just nicely.
Yeah, and they
but
do.
Yeah, those Tyveks are probably even a little bit better.
Yeah, I think once you use them, Duane, you'll really like them. I love them. I mean, they're basically, I mean, I even, all my shirts go in there, whatever. I mean, everything just goes. I just do it like I normally do for eBay, and then it just gets slipped into the Tyvek. I mean, they don't cost us anything, so you know what I mean. So it's like, you know, it's just, it doesn't matter.
Look, and then I got these too. Aren't they cute?
Good Lord.
I'm so into this.
Wow.
Those are like the kind I have. I have a whole bunch of different ones. They're all up at the top.
I have white ones.
There, but
yeah,
white ones.
Yeah, white. It's like
this is my real fancy. My real fancy bags right here. These are
my real fancy ones have eBay on them, so I gotta go buy some more that are blank.
Yeah, if you want to try those envelopes, Duane, if you go to the post office, they should have some you can just take if you want to take like 20 and.
Oh yeah, yeah. I knew that they were free. I've used them before, but I didn't use them because, you know, I didn't do Poshmark for quite a while. You know, I was doing eBay, and it's a lot more.
Karen's at the beach actually kind of made a comment. I was just gonna kind of address my 2 cents on this. Karen said she was, Andy, careful with the Tyvek envelopes. The seller, we all know, had a problem with their item getting wet. Well, the thing is actually, I'm not just throwing my item in the Tyvek. The Tyvek actually makes it triple bag. So, like I said, I mean, my items go just like Duane's jeans. Then they go inside of this, which is all sealed, and then it goes into the Tyvek. So, I mean, my items, everything I sell on eBay go exactly like this, and I've never had any issues of anything on eBay, and I've been selling clothes over there for almost 3 years. So, I mean, I'm just, you know, they're still going the same way they would to eBay. It's just now that now they just have one extra layer of protection. So, you know.
So I want to address a question from Wendy Fox since we're on the topic. She says, "Aren't you worried someone will cut the bag, cut the product, and blame you for the damage, even if it isn't your fault? When you use the bag instead of the boxes," I suppose is what she means.
Well, actually, here's a good thing, because this is a good return here. I always try to leave 2 fingers.
Nice. So
someone can open it or slide a scissors through. So that's just my 2 cents. That's what works for me.
Nice.
And I've never had a complaint. And that's like really nice, expensive, brand new with tags, silk items and things like that that you have to be really careful not to snag. So as long as someone can see and get a scissors through, I think you're fine.
Yeah, and I think most people, you know, they don't want to cut that thing either. They bought it, you know,
Right.
so they're gonna shake it down to the bottom and then cut. Or I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I guess I more think that people, you know, since they bought it, they really do want it. They don't want to cut it.
Yeah.
But no, I like your idea. I might have to do something like that to give them an option to, you know, so it's a little easier. Because I've gotten some things from eBay or something that's like, how am I going to get into this thing? Because it's so packed, so tight, you're just like wrestling with it. So
That's actually something that scares me about boxes, because a lot of the stuff I sell is really delicate fabric. And I think Steven Stuff made a comment of why I don't use boxes. But that's a lot of why, because people can feel where the item is in those Tyvek envelopes, and then they can be sure when they open it that they're not going to be ripping the item. And with a box, if you use a box cutter, you have no idea where it is in there. So that's just, I think
when I use
it, that's, I don't know, but
when I use any of the boxes and stuff like that, even like the shoe boxes or the regular flat, I always have like a couple things of packing. I always put in first, put my item in, and then there's always packing on top of some sort. I always try to have at least some sort on both ends, because you have no idea what end that they're going to open.
Me too. I usually only use boxes for shoes and jackets. Occasionally other things, like if I saw a really big handbag or something, but otherwise I try to avoid them actually.
Nice. These are some good tips that I'm getting. I'm learning a lot, and it's always this way. You get a couple of different people together. They have a different way of doing things. You always seem to pick up a little tidbit that makes your life a little easier, and that's kind of why we do these shows that are, you know, based on the inventory or other tips and tricks. So,
All right.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say there's lots of questions coming in.
Go ahead.
Really good one.
Okay, so Sam Dallas asks, when using the interior clear bag, am I legally required to use the suffocation notice bags? I don't know about Poshmark. I know for Amazon you are.
Amazon you do, yes. I've never heard one way or the other on any other selling program platform except Amazon. Amazon's the only one I've ever heard that says that you have to have that.
Yeah, and I've used both. So I have some left over from Amazon that I'm not using right now for Amazon that I've been using for Posh. But I also use like the bread bags too, just from Kroger. So I've used that to put the clear bags to put
Never paid attention, but all mine say it on there.
Yeah, they have it. Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Mine don't. Mine are blank.
I got these ones from Amazon though, so that might be why I bought them on Amazon.
Could be, yeah.
But that's good to know.
Right?
Yeah, I even have the suffocation stickers as well, but it was, you know, from Amazon. I mean, you had to put them stinking things on everything. So if I didn't have the right bag, it's like, oh, now you got to put a stinking sticker on it. So.
And just like this label here, I have the same thing. I have a template to put, you know, the suffocation warning on it. I printed a bunch of them, but I don't put them on except for Amazon, and I haven't done Amazon for a while now. So
yeah, Maggie Doodle said she slaps them on everything. So
yeah.
I guess
it's not a bad idea. Definitely not a bad idea.
One way to protect yourself. I mean, you know, I mean, the odds of probably something happening are slim, but then, you know, in today's day and age, you know, people want to come after anybody for anything. Yeah.
That's true.
Absolutely. I mean, I imagine if I had some big item that like a little kid could crawl into, I'd worry about it. But something that this size, I mean, they're going to have to really work at it to hurt themselves. But you know, like you said, this day and age, it's tough. So did you have some more questions that you had, Tonya?
Yeah.
That
so
you copied?
Killer Customs ask, where do you all go source? Like, where do you buy your inventory at for Poshmark?
Lauren's is secret.
Yes, some places are sacred. You can't tell nobody for sure.
Yeah, tell all
A
of
lot
them.
of yard sales, thrift stores, the bins, you know, the usuals.
The usual.
Yeah, it's same thing for me. 2 months, mostly thrift stores. So
Yeah, thrift stores, garage sales. I get a lot of cheap clothing at garage sales.
Garage sales are gold mines for cheap
Oh, hey.
clothes.
I just got a love note, I think.
Does your husband know?
No.
No, I didn't get a love note. I just got 5 stars. But that's still nice. It was good timing.
Yesterday,
Yeah,
I
very
got my
good.
first host pick, you guys.
Oh yeah,
Congrats.
I was going to congratulate you on that. Tell us a little about that because
Well,
didn't even know what that was until you got it.
I've heard of it, and I really wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. That's why I messaged you guys. But I was right in the middle. I was at a movie theater with my daughter when it happened. I was like, oh no. Because, I wanted to go and, participate in the party and be a part of everything and reply to people who were, leaving me messages and stuff. And so what are you supposed to do, Lauren? Like, what is your responsibility?
Nothing.
Just be happy.
Cross your fingers that your item sells.
And it didn't.
No, I've gotten 6 so far, and none of my stuff is sold. It just my things
That's what I'm
blow
hearing.
up. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, none of my items have sold.
Yeah, I think it just depends. Like, I think it definitely helps your item get shared out, but it really depends if someone's looking for that item. Most of my host picks have been just like the more expensive designer stuff that already takes a while to sell.
Right. And Carla brings up a good point. Princess Casserole says, hers didn't sell either, but you get a ton of followers. And I did. I got a ton of followers yesterday.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
and I've heard actually other people say that they get a lot of lowball offers on that item based off that because it gets such good coverage.
Everybody is sharing it and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, you get traffic to your closet too, so you might have other sales.
That's true.
Sure, absolutely.
Yep. Actually, I got a follow-up question to that, and I was actually going to ask it the last time we were on when Karen and Jay were on, and it had to do with the host pick thing. Because like I said, I think I've had 6 now. I noticed on a lot of when you go to a lot of different closets, you'll actually see that someone will have host pick on their photo, or it'll say like former host pick, or like they actually use some photo editor or whatever, but they'll have host pick on there, like on their picture. Is that like normal? Is that just something a lot of people? I mean, because I see that like often. I didn't know if like if that's something that like I don't know. I mean that I should go back and like hey, put this other dumb logo on my thing that says, "Ooh, this was a host pick," or does that draw extra attention to an item or no? Or like they'll even see it in like their what do I want to call it, the item description line, where they you got your your Ralph Lauren extra large men's shirt. Well, it'll say like host pick, and then it'll say Ralph Lauren large shirt.
I was wondering the same thing because I saw that too. So should we go back, Lauren, and put host pick on our picture?
Yeah, you might as well.
Oh,
okay.
Imagine it's not going to hurt anything.
Right.
So is it a host pick like a picture, or is it a host pick like a PICK?
Like a selection. I
Like
think
a
it's like
PICK,
like a selection. Yeah.
Yeah, like a selection. Sorry, I'm typing out a long sentence here.
Come on, you can't multitask. I can't.
I'm burned out from work earlier.
I can't talk and type and something different. Yeah. I can't.
Carla Princess Casserole says she puts host pick on hers.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe I should go back and do that.
I'm definitely going to go back and do it. Why not?
And I know I definitely fell into what Lauren was saying. As soon as I became an ambassador, I quit sharing. And my sales sucked. And it's just because I was like, I'm taking a break. I really need to get back into it, though. But like she originally had said, that a lot of people say that once you become an ambassador, your sales kind of drop off. And she was figuring that it was because you're just not pushing it as hard as you were before.
Yeah. I really think that's it, because I was slacking on sharing this week. I think the last day I shared was Friday or Saturday, and I usually share every day. I'm going to share my whole closet after the show today, But I noticed days I share, I usually gain over 100 followers to my closet on days that I just share once.
I get so sleepy when I have to share my closet, every item one by one. I'm like, oh my gosh, my eyes are so heavy. I have to go get a cup of coffee.
Do you do it with the phone, or do you do it on like your laptop?
I do it on my MacBook. Yeah.
I only do it on my desktop.
Yeah, a PC is the way to go. It's so fast.
Yeah, for sure. I can't.
Yeah, I think I could share my entire closet in less than 20 minutes. Probably about 15, and I think I've got close to 400 items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does not take long at all.
The last reseller 6-pack show that I hosted, after the show, I shared out my entire closet and I sold 4 things that night.
Wow.
That was pretty awesome. I think I was chatting with you guys about it the next day, but I was like, ooh, that's awesome. That makes me want to share it even more.
Right.
But
yeah.
Hopefully
so Andy,
yes.
Tam's Place wants to know, are your men's clothing sales better on Posh or eBay?
They are not better on Posh, but my average my average sale price on Posh is more. So I mean, it's just,
I would have to say the same.
Yeah, Poshmark just doesn't have the volume of people on it that what eBay does. I mean, there's just way too many eyes on eBay versus Poshmark. I mean, just the overall traffic is
right.
And I'm
marketing, like,
yeah, and I'm all for that. I'm all ready for that. But as of right now, I mean, just like I said, the sheer number of eyeballs on eBay versus Poshmark, completely just, I mean, the scale's like this. I mean, it's not remotely. I mean, there's a huge difference.
I'm going to disagree with that actually too, because I feel like it's harder to get your items to show up in a Google search from eBay than it is from Poshmark. That's just my personal.
Yeah. For a Google search, you're probably right.
Google search, I will actually randomly do like a spot check because I have several different computers at work that I work off of. So Poshmark doesn't know who I am when I'm searching for something, and my items will come up just to check like if what I'm doing is actually working or not, because I don't want to waste my time writing in descriptions or using keywords if they're not working for me anymore. So. But my Poshmark stuff shows up way better than my eBay stuff. So
that's interesting. Good to know.
And a lot of people look for a specific thing and they'll Google it. Like I've done it with different things that I think are nice, especially certain pairs of jeans that fit you really well, or like a really cute handbag you saw on some fashion blogger and you have it listed in your Poshmark. Somebody's going to find it through Google and then go to Poshmark.
And I was going to say, this is kind of going back to what we were talking about a second ago. So like I have almost 400 items in my closet too, and I still get heavy eyes when I have to sit there and share every single item one by one. And my MacBook is just as fast as a desktop. It's like a little mini computer. Sure. But so what I have started doing is I will break it down by section, because to me, that's just easier for me to manage. So I'll just share all my jeans, or I'll share like all my purses, all my shoes, and I'll do like 3 or 4 categories at a time and then come back, because I've noticed sometimes like if I share my whole entire closet, like I don't know if nobody's paying attention or whatever, but sometimes a lot of it doesn't even get shared, and I've done all that work and I'm like, oh my gosh, nobody's even sharing it. Like, what is going on? But if I do it in little bitty sections, I feel like I get more likes and more people are prone to share. So for me, that just works.
Maybe that's the algorithm. Now I'm going to try that one.
Tonya, one of the things that I do, and I think this works. Oh, there you go. That kind of works, I think, for me to kind of break that up is, I'll do the same thing. I'll do like little sections, like maybe I'll share all my hats. And then what I'll do is I'll go to the party and I'll share other people's stuff from the party. Like I may go through it and share like 20 or 30 items from the party, and then those people see that you just shared that, and then they start sharing the stuff that you just did, and then I'll go and I'll do my jeans, and I'll get done with my jeans, I'll go back to the party, and I will share, maybe like another 20 or 30. Well, not even a jean, just we'll just say like the 9 o'clock party, where you just share your entire closet. I mean, and it doesn't matter whether it's a shoe party, a jean party, whatever, but we'll just say the 9 o'clock party, where you just can share your entire store. So then I'll go and join the party. Then after I shared, we'll just say, like I said, all my t-shirts, and then I'll go in and then I'll share like a bunch of people's t-shirts
That's
that
really
they, or
smart.
not t-shirts, but I mean just items that they shared, like, you know, maybe like I said, 15 or 20. Then I'll go back and then I'll share all my jeans, and then I'll go back in the party and do the same. And I get a ton of followers, and I also get a bunch of shares because all those people then kind of reciprocate the sharing.
Yes.
So
that's really smart. I'm totally going to do that.
I will save you some time, though. I don't know if you guys know this. I feel like I said it in a show in the past, but I can't remember. Once an item is shared to a party, that's the only time it's shared. So, like, it'll be still show in your categories and your brands, but it will only show in that order in the party of which it was shared. So if it's one of like the first things shared to a party, it's going to be way at the bottom of the page. Does that make sense?
So like if anyone else shares it to the party, it's not going to show up?
Shares it to the party, it doesn't matter. It only shows up once.
How do you know this? What is your insider?
So are you saying then it's best to share at the very end of the party or the very big, you know what I'm saying?
I read it in some blog about Poshmark like a year or two ago, but then I tested it out and it is true. So be selective if you have something that you like really want to show up. I would share it at the end. Like the day parties, if I have anything, I try to share it towards the end because if anybody goes back and shops that party, my stuff's going to be at the top.
Oh, that's smart.
But if you get a host pick, I wouldn't worry about it because then you're in the special little section of the party anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So how does that work? If you get I mean, like I said, if you got a host pick because your item's getting shared multiple times during that thing, does it just keep, now does that one keep showing up or is it only the very first time?
Only the very first time in the party, but the rest of Poshmark and everybody's feeds, the continual sharing, it will keep showing up in all those spots, but it just shows up once in the party.
Why is Poshmark making us work and not telling us it's not showing up? Like, why would they do that?
Well, it does show up. It just doesn't show up again in the party. It's just in there the one time. So if you get shared right away, it's buried in the party, but you might get shared 100 more times within people's feeds. So it really depends what they're looking at. If you want it shared more, put it in the party first. If you don't care about the amount of shares and you want it at the top of the party, share it at the end of the party. Just my 2 cents.
How many people go back and check out a party once it's over? Do you feel like a lot of people do that?
I have once or twice.
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever been part of a party? Like, have you ever hosted a party and picked host picks and stuff like that, Lauren?
Reseller rally. That's what I was doing. I had my phone.
Oh, really?
To die, but
so do you get selected to do that, or is it something that you apply to do?
You can apply to do it. I think there's like a year-long waiting list or something, but at the time there wasn't Poshmark ambassador. It was called like a suggested user, and I was a suggested user of Poshmark, so they emailed me and they wanted me to do it. Like so they chose me to do that.
It's always different people. Like there's always somebody different hosting a jewelry party.
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't really know a whole lot about the hosting a party or have ever done it or any of that stuff.
Yeah, that's where I'm a little weak in the party thing too. That one I mean, I've shared a couple things to parties, but I've never really looked at it strategically like Lauren has, or gone a little bit in depth.
Right.
Yeah. So Diane Matthews is asking, do any of you share your items to Pinterest?
I do. I'll share my rarer items. I actually have behind me in this box, because I put them in there to store them for now, 2 pairs of Louis Vuittons that I have not photoed or listed yet. But when I do, I will probably share them to Pinterest because most of my pairs of Louis Vuittons sell the day that I list them.
Wow.
And I think Pinterest has a lot to do with it because it's a really popular shoe brand, but it's kind of rare. And then if people see it on Pinterest and it's not $700, which is what a new pair like minimally costs, and I have a pair for $300, someone's going to buy them right away.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I share my stuff,
Not me.
especially for eBay. Because, I mean, and I've said this a lot in the past, but to me, Pinterest is kind of like a little, I I don't know, I don't necessarily want to say Hall of Fame, but you know, it's like a library of everything I've ever sold. So it's like reference. If I want to go back and look at all the brooches I've ever sold, you know, I can go to my Pinterest. Yeah.
That's a good idea. I should do that.
Yeah. That way there's always a picture of it. And, you know, you always can pull it up and talk about it if you need to.
Well, you might
see all
get
these
more
strategies.
traffic then too. If someone finds your Pinterest and then they see all the cool stuff you have, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, I've got a ton of boards. Seriously.
I'm totally gonna do that. I'm writing it down right now.
And like I keep boards just for brands too. So like, you know, if I had a pair of Louis Vuitton, that would be a purse. So if I had a Louis Vuitton purse, you know, I would have a board just for Louis Vuitton. And I do have a board just for Louis Vuitton, like purses I like and stuff like that. But yeah, stuff that I've sold, I'll definitely, if there's a lot of it, like Brighton jewelry, I'll have a board just for that. You know, stuff like that.
That's a great idea.
That's awesome. Yep, I don't do that. I should. Sounds like I should, but I don't yet.
Okay, I got a question.
I'm laughing at Treasure Hustlers in the chat.
Oh, with the dog?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. All right. I got a question that's probably going to need Lauren's undivided attention. I kind of gave her a pre already hit it, but she said she's going to walk me through this. So I believe it was Saturday or Sunday. I had a lady, she sent me an offer on 3 separate pairs of Lucky Brand jeans. They were all the same size. So she sent me 3 separate offers. And they were all reasonable offers. So I accepted all 3 of them. Now, the thing is I kind of felt bad because this poor woman had to pay shipping on each pair of jeans instead of her putting them in a bundle, you know, say to where she would have paid the $5 for the 3 pairs of jeans. She paid, you know, what, $6.49 a pair, you know, so that's, I don't know, whatever 6 and 3 is that $18, $19, you know, she paid almost $19, you know, in shipping for jeans when she could have paid $6, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I thought, and I also offer a bundle discount. So, like, if you buy at least 2 pairs of or 2 of anything in my store, you get a 10% discount. So she also missed out on that 10% discount. Is there like some way that, like, you know, I could have combined that sort of stuff or done something to where, you know, that could have saved her some money? Because I mean, essentially, you know, she probably spent $25 extra that she wouldn't have, you know, had to spend.
I'm checking something. Oh, it's weird doing it on my phone. So you could have commented on one of the listings that she made an offer on and said, if you click add to bundle on all of these listings that you want, I can send you an offer that's actually cheaper than what you're paying because I can give you free shipping. Otherwise, I think that there's a way that you can share it to them and then send them an offer.
Okay.
I just updated my Poshmark app, so I haven't done it in a while, so I'll have to play with it.
Oh, wait, there's an update?
But yeah, it's like something you can, in your feed, you can look at all, just women, just men, but it looks a little bit different now.
Yeah, I think that's brand new. I think that just went live today, didn't it?
I've had mine for a while.
You can be like a stylist. Are any of you guys, did you opt into style people, like have style requests where you can share specific items from your closet and make an outfit for people?
I thought you could do that anyway, but I've never messed with it.
So I think doing that, there's a way that you can send someone an offer on a bundle. I have not done it before, but I think you can. Hold on. I'm trying to find.
People probably don't want me picking out their wardrobe. No, I'm wearing an Illinois Fighting Illini t-shirt and a Margaritaville hat. You know what I'm saying? Not very fashion forward here.
No, you can't. You'd have to tell them to put it in a bundle because I just shared. Hold on. You guys see
okay, so I see it. The update. It says Poshmark is a new way to tap into different communities on Poshmark. It's like having multiple apps all in one. Easily switch between women's, men's, kids, plus luxury and boutiques. Use the menu on the top left to transform your shopping experience now. And then there's also a bug fix. It says, we squashed some bugs. Don't miss out on the latest and greatest. Update now.
Yeah. But you actually would have to comment and ask her to put them in a bundle.
Didn't you say something about
Okay.
a dressing room or something like that? That you
Yeah.
could put those in her dressing room or something?
That's what I thought, but I just went and tried to do it to someone.
Oh, that's
and
what you were trying.
He
Okay.
wouldn't let me send him an offer.
Wow.
So-
Actually, I just checked my Poshmark, and the lady just got her jeans. And she's like, "Holy cow, you ship these fast. Excellent condition too. Thank you." So I guess I got 3 love notes from from that lady.
You're
So
getting now.
yeah, so that was awesome. So hey, I'm glad she got
Triple
her
the
jeans and
love.
she
All
loved
right.
them. So hey, y'all as LC, my wife left, so it's okay for me to get love notes now.
All right. Any other questions that we have out there? I'm looking to see. It looks like I think we got them all. We answered the bot question individually in the chat. Rhonda asked about, do any of us use bots? And I don't, and I definitely would not.
Yeah, those are
It's,
highly frowned
definitely
upon.
Poshmark says that they will slap you silly about them.
Yeah.
So
I know like when I first got kind of on Poshmark, I got solicited quite a few times by some people that were selling software and this and that to help get you to where you need to be. And I was like, and I think I said something to Lauren about it, and she's like, "Do not do that. That's
No.
right.
It's highly frowned upon." And yeah,
right, exactly.
Mike, the crazy card is asking, is there a higher percentage of buyers that are also sellers on Posh than eBay? It sounds like it to me.
I have
think
no
it
idea.
just depends how long you've been on, because I have a lot of followers that follow me just to see the things that I list. It might be because I started Posh before it became big in the reselling community. But I think once you get started and you're there for 6 months and you gather followers that aren't other resellers, you're going to be making a lot more sales. That's just my 2 cents. But
So give it a good 6 months.
yeah, give it at least a good 6 months and list consistently so people see your items in the just in and then they go check out your closet. That's my advice.
I'm having fun with Poshmark. I'm not selling as much as I want to be selling, but I'm just,
Right.
What's the word? I'm really intrigued by the whole idea of it and how it works. And like I said, I especially enjoy the way their fee structure. I really, really like that. I enjoy not having a big invoice at the end of the month and it's taken care of as soon as the transaction happens.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things.
I can't imagine why eBay doesn't do something similar to that. I mean, it would take away from all the people that, can't pay their eBay fees or something and they get banned. I mean,
yeah, why wouldn't they want their money right away? Like, why
exactly.
wait?
I don't know.
Give me your money.
Exactly right. It makes sense. Just give me the money that I made. You take your skim right now. Don't bill me later.
Right.
So.
Yeah, eBay.
Well, if we don't have any other questions, what?
Hey, I'm gonna give a shout out to Why Not's Hidden Treasures though, real quick. She shares my entire closet almost every single day.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so I mean,
cow.
I believe her name's Kathy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is. It's Kathy.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I totally appreciate that. She's there. There are a few people that share a lot of my stuff, but I think she shares my entire closet almost every day, and I'm so appreciative for that. And I try to get back and do that sometimes, but it just doesn't work out. But yeah, I definitely want to give her a special shout out or thank you. So I do appreciate that if she does pop in here and watch this later or whatever. So yeah, it's really nice that she does that.
What's the name again?
I think her thing is Why Nots, but I know it's like Why Nots Hidden Treasures. I think that's what she usually goes by.
Yeah,
but
Why Nots with a K?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Her name is Kathy.
Yeah. Is that Kathy Riggs?
I try to share back to you.
Okay.
But I do most of my shares at like 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
So
It's
if you
at
haven't shared right before that, I probably won't because I'll miss it because it'll be too far down in my feed.
Yeah.
But I try.
Yeah. I will do better at my listing. I've sucked. So I'll get back on the train.
Yeah,
I mean, listing some more.
Even if
you're sharing some more,
don't feel bad. I've been so lazy with my listing lately.
And it might be that I just list something on Poshmark real quick and I might not get around to listing it on eBay until that night. So, you don't have to do it all at once. Just get something up.
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely. I like to take tons of pictures at once. and
Me
then
too.
slowly list all week, like list 20 things a day. And that seems to work really good for me. Like it just works really well. So
usually for me, it works. I throughout the week, I do my inventory because my Monday is my Goodwill $1 sale. So that's when I get a lot of stuff. So Monday is my inventory day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are kind of my, get it through the system, get photos done. And then the weekend is when I really can sit down and list and cross post and do all of that. So if that's it, I hope everybody learned something about inventory systems and maybe something that they can use in their closet to make things a little more easy. I think we got a lot of good, different people doing different things. A lot of us do a lot of the same thing, but they have little tweaks that are different. And like I said, I know I learned quite a bit from you guys and how you guys do things. In the description below is a link to our Facebook group for coming up events, and all of our closets are in there as well. So who's doing it next?
Got to be Lauren or Andy, right?
yeah, I can do it. That's fine.
Yeah, either way.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuesdays work.
All right. Well, they'll figure it out. We'll let you know.
We'll let you guys know.
Yeah, exactly. Just go to our Facebook group and you'll figure it out once we figure it out. So, all right, guys. If that's it, thanks everybody. Have a good evening.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.